嗯。 Hello, everybody. I'm audible.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, please.
So once again, welcome all. Welcome all for the demo. So before we get started, so let's get quickly introduced each other by telling your name, from which place, from which part of the globe you're attending the session. What's your experience? What's your work experience, so that we can get acquainted with each other. So if anyone would like to start, you can get started by introducing yourself by telling your name, from which part of the globe you're attending the session, how many years of experience you have. Yeah, Avisha, go ahead.
Yeah, hi. So I'm Avisha and I'm attending it from Bangalore location.
Mm-hmm.
And I have total of 4.5 years of experience. So
Oh,
currently I'm in manual testing.
great, great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's next?
I'm Manish Nisant. Myself, Manish Nisant. I have total 6 years and 7 months of experience
Mm-hmm.
in this sector. Previously, I'm working in Rakuten Symphony. My project Contact is ended.
Mm-hmm.
Now I am looking for change. Now I belong from Samastipur, Patna, Bihar.
Okay, great. Who's next?
Yeah, hi, I am Yoganandan. I have experience of 4+ years experience in performance testing, tools with LoadRunner and Jmeter. Right
Mm-hmm.
now, I am learning the related to Postman and automation Java. That's why
Mm-hmm.
I will join our class.
Great, great. Next, last two more people, and then we'll start the demo.
This is Pramod here, and I'm from Mumbai, and I have a quite good experience. But I have both IT plus non-IT both experiences. Yeah.
Okay, great, Pramod. Last.
My name is Pawan Indra. I have 4.6 years of experience as an automation tester.
Okay. Okay. So others can quickly drop their intros into the chat box. Okay. Others can quickly drop their intros into the chat box. So let's start it with our demo today. So let's understand what's automation testing. Let's understand first of all, the fundamentals of automation testing. What is it all about? Okay, what is it? Let's explore this first. So what is automation testing? Forget about the definition, what has been written. So what do you mean by automation testing in as per your understanding? For the people who are attending right now, what is automation testing according to you?
Basically, automation testing is reducing the manual effort into
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
automating the things in a proper manner.
Okay, great.
In manual testing, without any tool, will do the manually. With
Mm-hmm.
automation, with the tool we are using any function is that we are automatically trigger.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Great. Who else? Who else, guys? Yeah, this floor is open to speak, guys. Right or wrong is something we don't really care about it. What we want here is a healthy conversation between us. So what is automation testing? Automation testing simply means, in very, very layman terms, using computer programs to test other computer programs. Instead of humans clicking an app manually, we write the code that does the clicking and checking for us. In simple terms, this is what we say as automation testing in a very, very layman definition that even a small kid could understand. Writing a computer program to test another computer program. That's how simple it is. Like you can imagine this like manual testing me, you type 2 plus 2 and shows if it checks if it shows 4 or not. Whereas when you say automation testing, you write a program that types 2 plus 2, automatically checks the answer and automatically tests 100 more calculations in second while you grab a cup of coffee. This is a very, very layman way of explaining what is automation testing. So when you heard the word automation testing, you might have heard some terminologies like what is a test script, You might have heard CI/CD, testing pyramid, types of automation test, automated test. You might have heard a lot of these jargons during your journey, or when you might have your friends might have said, we are doing this test script, boss. We are running a pipeline, boss. We have different automated tests, testing pyramid. You might have heard a lot of this jargon. So let's see what are these jargons all about. So what you might have heard the word test script. What is a test script? It's a set of instructions written in code that tells the computer exactly what to test. That means a set of lines of code that we are writing to tell computer how to test the application. Think of it like a recipe where we provide the step-by-step instructions that can be followed the same way every time. Like you prepare a recipe, you write all the step-by-step instructions in such a detailed manner that anyone can replicate the same cooking recipe. For example, I click on login button, I enter the username, I check if dashboard appears. This is like a sample test script. Can I get a Y in the chat box if everybody is clear? Can I get a quick Y in the chat box if everybody is clear? If you have any doubts, you can ask. So what is the types of automated tests in general? There are different levels of testing, like unit test cases. What does it do? It checks small pieces of code. Integration tests check how different parts when combined work together, and end-to-end testing simulate real user journeys. So these are the different types of automated tests that we generally do. Integration testing, end-to-end flows, unit testing, all these things. Think of it like checking one Lego brick, checks if the bricks are connected, then building the full set. This is how we can classify our automated tests. What is CI/CD? CI/CD stands for continuous integration and continuous deployment. It's a practice where code changes are automatically tested and deployed. That means what? Previously, what we are doing here, we are writing a test script. Then we are writing a test script for end-to-end flows. Then we want to run it automatically. Then you want to run this code automatically on a nightly basis or an hourly basis or whatever it is. So how many of you know the testing pyramid, guys? Can I get a quick Y in the chat box? How many of you know what is the testing pyramid? What is the testing pyramid? If anyone knows, can anyone tell me what is the testing pyramid? No one? So guys, we expect an interactive session here. And since the number of people are less, we expect an interactive session, guys. Avisha, Aditi, Satya, Pramod, Yogi.
No idea regarding it.
No idea regarding the test pyramid. So test pyramid, yeah. So test pyramid is nothing but a strategy for balance testing. Like if you see the official testing pyramid diagram, this is the first. Just give me a moment. I'll show you how a testing pyramid looks like. So if you see this, first we do the unit testing, then we do the integration testing, then we do the end-to-end testing. So this is known as a testing pyramid. That means what are the sequence of testing operations that we need to do? So first we start with unit test, then we go with integration test, then we go with end-to-end tests. So if you see here, as part of the testing pyramid, what we do? First, we do the unit test cases, then fewer integration tests in the middle, and fewer end-to-end test cases at the top. So what happens with this? This ensures speed and thorough coverage. System testing is part of end-to-end testing. Yes. Fast tests at the base, slower comprehensive tests at the top. So this is what is all about. What is automation testing? Any doubts so far before we go ahead? So what are the key terms do we need to know before we go further? Test case. What is a test case? A specific scenario to verify a particular feature is working fine or not. Like I say, I want to check the login feature is working properly or not. Regression testing. Rerunning the test that to ensure that the new code didn't break the existing feature. Or you can say regression testing is nothing but end-to-end testing of all the features across all the applications. Okay. Test coverage. The percentage of code that is covered by automation test. That means what? If I have written 100 automation test cases, how much of coverage of code is achieved. That is what we hear say about test coverage. Framework means what? A pre-built structure or a toolkit for writing and running the test cases. That means already a structure or a platform is ready. Just you need to write and start executing your test cases. So these are the key terms that everyone needs to know. If you already know these terms, that's great. If people do not know this word specifically, so these are the definitions that we all need to know. So if you see this manual versus automated testing, by looking at this image, what do you understand, guys? Just imagine a team who is doing only manual testing versus a team who is implementing automation testing in their project. What are your views on this? What are your views on this?
Manual is
Manual
hectic as
side,
compared to
One by
number
one,
of
please.
files
automation.
is there.
One by one, please. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, guys. Yogi or Avisha, whoever it
Uh, Manual side, a number of files is there. At the same time mentioned, because
is.
of that is it will take more time. And automation side is that is a smart work purpose. We are using technology. At the
Mm-hmm.
same time, bulk is nothing but our knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
It is will do the smart work.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
That's
Who's
enough.
okay? Who's next?
Yeah, so I was thinking manual is more hectic as compared to the automation ones. Like
Mm-hmm.
it requires more brain power, and
Mm-hmm.
the chances of errors are also, I mean, more
Mm-hmm.
in manual.
Mm-hmm. Others?
Yeah, if you observe that, we can see that the person is sitting on the files, and there are a bunch of the file which is already tired to work on that. And
Mm-hmm.
other side, if we say, then you can observe that the person who is using automation is smiling, and he's looking confident that he's in completing his task on time.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Last one. Anyone would like to keep their insights on this diagram? Anyone, Aditi, anybody? Do not hesitate to speak, guys. No one is gonna judge you here. For the next 1 hour, no one is gonna judge you here. You can speak whatever you feel. You can speak whatever you feel like. No one? Pavan, Namrata, Sambit, Satya. No? So what I feel here is, as a manual tester who doesn't implement automation testing currently, his job will be about always dealing with multiple Excel files, time crunch issues. He doesn't even have to have for personal space or personal time. He has to check everything manually, day in, day out, no balance of life, and all these things. Versus an automation guy who has implemented the repetitive task or the recursive task via the scripts, and this guy is focusing on the creative areas of testing. That means what? Finding more scenarios, finding more defects, finding more bugs, so that I can start including all of them in the automation scripts. So he's doing this very smart work. Whereas for a map team who is only doing manual testing, always there's a time crunch. So can I get a quick why in the chat box if everyone is agreeing with me? Quick why in the chat box. I want everyone to participate this. So as we have discussed, manual testing means what? So for the first time, if you want to test the whole suit, you don't feel that pain. Now, if I want to test the same suit for the 7th time, 8th time, 100th time, what is happening? It is time consuming and repetitive. For the first time when we do the regression testing, we will have that enthusiasm to find the defects or something like that. But when you do continuously, you will be bored of it, which leads to fatigue and errors. You cannot sit overnight and run the test cases. And it is sometimes difficult to scale with the app technologies that is growing over time. And constant human effort is required for every test. Whereas when you go for the automated test, runs tests automatically with scripts, fast execution. You can finish hundreds of test cases in minutes, consistent results every single time, unless and until application is behaving weirdly. Works 24/7, including nights and weekends. Scales effortlessly with your application server. Got it? So if you see here, the speed is slow and the automated tests run fast. Accuracy, it's prone to human error and 100% consistent every time. Initial cost is low for manual testing, but initial cost is higher for automation testing because we need to set up the framework, set up the story and all the set up the whole framework, the scripts, everything. It takes time to set up. Long-term cost, high ongoing labor. That means initially we feel like, okay, manual QA is taking less amount of time, less number of people, so that is why it is working fine. But as the product is about to release, we tend to add more man hours, more resources from other projects so that the project should go live at any cost. It's ongoing labor activity. So low, it's a one-time investment. Once you have a robust framework built, once you have the test scripts ready initially with all the combinations and permutations and assertions, it's a one-time investment. Okay, reusability. That means what? If for a project A, once I finish the manual testing and all these things is completed, again for a project, we have to start fresh every time. Whereas for automation testing, I can run the same scripts for different projects of same domain or same application, but with minimal changes. What will be our role? You just need to change the script as per the application, very minimalistic changes. Okay. Best use cases of manual testing is exploratory, new features, UX. Best use cases for automation testing is regression and repetitive checks. Got it? Understand the key insight. I'm not saying automation is better. I'm not saying manual is better. It's both. That means the best QA teams use automation testing for repetitive regression tests and manual testing for exploratory work, usability, and new features. Our job is to know when to use what. Both of them have their pros and cons. As a QA manager, as a QA person, you need to be smart enough when to use what. Can I get a quick why in the chat boxes if everybody is clear? Quick why in the chat box. If you have any doubts, you can always unmute and you can ask. Now, why learn automation testing? That's the second question that everyone asks me. Why do we learn automation testing? It's speed and efficiency. That means tests that take human hours can run in minutes. For example, you just imagine you want to run a suite of 500 test cases that can complete while you're on a lunch break. That means faster feedback on your code as you learn. Consistency. Automation tests run exactly the same way every time. No human errors, no forgetting steps. No, I thought I checked that. We will not go under the assumption. It runs the same way exactly every time. Great for learning. Tests don't lie about what went wrong. 24/7 availability. That means I can run my test scripts across weekends, weekdays, midnight, midday, anyone you want, even in holidays. So it's the motto here is push your code, go to bed, wake up in the morning, see the results. Scalability. As your application grows, you can add more and more automation, more and more test scripts to the framework without hiring an additional resource. That is what we say in terms of scalability. Better use of people. That means what? While robots or the bots or the tools that handle repetitive tasks, humans can focus on creative problem solving, finding edge cases, all these things. Early bug detection. Find bugs during development, not after release. The earlier you find a bug, the cheaper and it's easier to fix. In fact, bugs cost 6x more to fix in production. That means the early you find a defect, the cost incurred to fix a defect is less. The more later you find a defect, the cost incurred to fix that defect is more. This is the reasons why we all need to learn automation testing. And if you see, there are why it matters for your career right now. High demand. Automation testers are among the most sought after tech roles in the tech, most sought roles in the tech industry. And average salaries grow 20 to 40% higher than manual testing roles. The whatever coding skills that we learn here can also help you become an SDET roles, where you can partially contribute yourself to development also. Now, we have seen the advantages: long-term cost efficiency, frees up let machines handle the repetitive tasks while QA engineers focus on exploratory, usable, and edge cases that require human intuitions. Massive time saving. That means what takes a manual tester 8 hours can be automated in 15 minutes. So teams can reclaim weeks of productivity annually. Superior test coverage. That means automation makes it feasible to cover all the edge cases, boundary conditions, and rate scenarios that manual testing often skips. Long-term cost efficiency. Initial investment pays off quickly. That means after the setup is done, each test run costs virtually nothing compared to hourly manual testing rates. So these are the pointers that project management team or the CEO or the CTO of the company will look into it. That means what? More amount of time saved, better the money. Long-term cost efficiency. That means what? Initially I might spend more, but during the long run, the investment on automation shall remain the same. It will not increase. And frees up human creativity. That means what? Machines are doing all the repetitive tasks. So as a Q engineer, I'll be more creative on finding more defects, do more exploratory testing that gives more more better eye on the application. CI/CD integration. That means automation tests can run on each and every commit, pull request, deployment, catching regression defects instantly. So if you see the comparisons, okay, test execution speed, it's hours to days. Here in automation testing, seconds to minutes. Initial setup cost is low for manual, but for automation, it's medium to high. Ongoing cost per run, it can be high based on number of resources, number of man hours. It's near to zero. Consistency is variable because if you take me as an individual, when I do the regression testing for the last release, when I do the regression testing for the current release, obviously there'll be variable in in the way I execute my test cases. It'll not be the same. I'll be under the assumption like, okay, I know this will work, so it's fast. Who will check? Right? How many of you people did this in your careers once? Like you tested the applications 5, 6 times later, you felt like have to do the regression testing for the 7th time manually. And you felt like, okay, yeah, this will work. Who will break the application? This many runs, it was working fine. Who will break will the application be broken? How many of you experience this in your careers? Yeah. How many of you experience this in your careers? Parallel execution, not possible. In automation testing, we can do unlimited parallel runs. Parallel runs means what? As a human, we execute one test case at a time. Whereas with automation testing, we can execute 5 test cases at a time or 10 test cases at a time based on the infra setup. Now, if you want to work on nights and weekends, all the employees should be available at that time. That means what? Runs unattended. This is the main reason why companies are investing a lot in automation testing. Companies are looking more for automation testing. Regression testing will not be done regularly if only manual testing is there. Regression testing is always included. Scalability. It is linear with team size. And this is exponential. Feedback speed. Feedback means what? Once a new code is deployed, how much time does it take to return back to the developer stating like this build is quality is good, bad, or something? It will take days if you rely only on manual testing. If you're relying on a combination of automated testing and manual, it will be immediate. So why are we discussing all these things? We need to know why this is important, not only from a career perspective, but from also as a company perspective, as a project management perspective, because they are the ones who approves the budget for our salaries and all these things. So think from a project management perspective and see why companies are interested in investing for automation testing, improving the testing processes and all. So if you see here, global test automation market size as of 2023, which I have 4.4 billion. CAGR growth rate is 14.5%. 72% of the enterprises now use automation testing. 6x cheaper to find fix bugs found in dev versus prod. These are some statistics that I got from different articles, different resources. When manual testing wins, now we have seen advantages, we have seen a lot of things about automation testing. When manual testing things, here we need to understand that automation isn't always the answer. A good tester knows when to automate and when human judgment is irreplaceable. Exploratory testing, what do you mean by this? Discovering bugs by exploring the app like a curious user, trying random things to see what breaks, like just being like a detective. You can't script curiosity, guys. Visual and design thinking checks if the app logos, the color combination, the feel, the touch, the fonts. These activities cannot be done by automation testing. Does this button look clickable? Only I can tell it. That my script doesn't tell it. Usability testing, that means understanding if the app is friendly for users to use or not. Edge case discovery, feeling weird that nobody thought to test, like what if somebody enters a birthday as 3000. These kind of things, the curiosity factor, the intuitive factor, that is something that automation testing cannot replace it. Physical interactions, testing real devices, hardware connections, biometric features, environmental conditions. You cannot do image processing, you cannot automate biometrics, retina scanner, and all these things. A new feature testing, that means testing brand new features that change frequently. That means automation needs stable features to be worth the investment. That means what? If the new feature is released, it will be very difficult to automate it because one round of manual testing is also not completed. Whereas when we want to do automation testing, the application needs to be having some stable features. This is where manual testing wins or automation testing. So the golden ratio that we follow in the companies is 70 to 30. 70% automation and 30% manual testing. So as I'm telling you now, that automation testing isn't like magic, like Harry Potter. Initial time investment. Writing good automation takes time upfront, like learning to cook versus ordering a food on Swiggy or something. Maintenance required. When the app changes, test needs updation. Neglected tests become useless. That means when the business logic of the application changes, our test cases or test scripts needs to be updated. Can't test everything. That means automation runs the test cases only what you design for. It won't find bugs that you didn't think to check. That means what? Automation test is nothing but the way we write the script, the way we explain what kind of business validation that you need to do, what kind of assertions, what we need to do and all. Clear? Requires coding skills. Requires coding skills. That means what? You need to learn one programming language. But that's why you're in this course, no? Yes or no? We are all in this course to learn that required coding skill for automation testing. A principle that every QA engineer says: automate the boring stuff, save human brains for the interesting problems. Let's use the human brains from something creative, something intuitive, something exciting, to find more defects, to find more edge cases, to find more scenarios that break the application. So what are the 5 golden rules that we need to follow since we are all taken the first step to learn automation testing? What are the 5 golden rules that we need to know? First thing is, don't automate a mess. Before automating, make sure a manual process works correctly. Automating a broken process just creates more problems in your life. Remember, fix bugs first, then automate. Keep scripts simple. That means avoid writing so much complex logic in your script. Simple, readable tests are easier to maintain and debug when they fail. Clear? Don't aim for 100%. Even if I say 100% automation is possible, don't believe me also. 100% automation isn't realistic or necessary. Focus on frequent run test cases, focus on high value. And always remember, 70 to 80% automation is often the sweet spot. That means automating an application up to 70 to 80% will, if you have done this, then you have done an amazing job. Then you have done a wonderful job. Knowing testing first. Great automation requires understanding testing fundamentals. Tools change, but testing principles remain the same. It's software development, guys. Automation testing is not like a Harry Potter magic wand where within a snap everything comes ready-made for me. No. Test automation is like programming. Treat your tests like production code. Use version control, code reviews, and good practices. Your tests deserve the same care as the app. The bottom line of automation testing is quality over quantity. Fewer good tests can beat many bad ones. Simplicity over complexity. Maintain test cases that last longer. Balance over extreme. That means mix automation and manual testing in a more balanced way. This is what I wanted to share, some golden rules, since you have all taken the first step towards automation testing. Any doubts so far? Any doubts, guys? Good to go? Only Pramod is responding. How about others? Avisha, Manish, Pavan, Sakshi,
Yeah, no
Gemma,
doubts. We can go ahead.
yeah, Satya. So what is the business value for automation testing? So we have done talking about automation testing. We have seen what are the golden rules to be followed. We have seen what are the limitations. Absolutely fine. So let's understand the ROI of it. Understanding ROI helps you speak the language of business. Now we need to understand the business of automation testing, a skill that will help you justify automation projects in your future career. So average ROI is $9.5 that is written for every dollar that is invested. Suppose if I invest $1, I'll be getting back almost $10. That is the ROI of automation testing. 70% of time reduction in testing time. Quality improvement, 30% fewer bugs reach user. Speed to market, 3x fastest shipment compared to only manual testing. Clear? So if you see here, why companies invest in automation? I was telling you verbally, now this is the difference that you can see. Testing time takes from days to weeks, with automation hours to minutes. Test coverage will be 20 to 40%. Here we can try to cover 80 to 90% of the features. Here cost per test is high because we need more people, more man hours. Almost free after setup. Common error rate is 15%. Here with automation scripts, it's 0% because whatever script you have written, it will run the same way again and again. Running at night, I need to pay some additional resources for the night shift employees. Whereas automation testing, it runs overnight also. Clear? When you become a, I mean, suppose you have become an automation engineer. Instead of saying that I know Selenium, I know Playwright, I know Java, I know Python, you just say the words like boss, with the framework, with the process I've saved these many man hours. It led to this much money saved. This led to this much improvement in my quality of the product. You will not become a tester. You will become a strategic asset to any company. That is what I do. In my resume, when I say, I will not say that I know Selenium Java at first. How many test cases I have automated? What was the ROI we have achieved? How much money was saved? And how it improved the quality of the product. Those are the things we need to highlight in your resume. Those are the things that we need to explain to the higher management, because any higher management will be interested about, okay, I've invested in your technology, that is fine, but what is the benefit I got? Well, if you explain the benefits, you'll become a strategic asset, and at the same time, you'll be earning more. You'll see an increase in pay grade very quickly. Always talk business, guys. Technology, try to mix technology with business. Then you'll see a wonderful, then you'll see you look yourself as a wonderful resource. You'll become a strategic resource. So let's see some real-time use cases that has been followed across different platforms. A large e-commerce giant, what they do, what was a major problem that they were facing? They were testing checkout, payments, and inventory across hundreds of scenarios manually, which was taking 2 weeks per release. So what was the solution? They implemented automation testing for critical paths like add to cart, checkout, payment processing, and other confirmation. What is the impact? Testing time reduced from 2 weeks to 4 hours. Can now release updates weekly instead of monthly. It helped us cut 40% more defects before they reach the customers. Customer complaints drop significantly. This is one of the real-time use cases. This is not a use case that I have generated. This is one of the real-time use cases from an e-commerce giant. So what is the key lesson that you need to learn here? Start by automating the most critical user journeys, not everything at once. Take it one by one. Now let's go to mobile banking app. A banking app is something that handles sensitive financial transactions for millions of users. What is the problem? Every update requires extensive manual testing for security, transaction, and compliance, delaying features by months. What is the solution? Build comprehensive automated test suites for login, transfers, balance checks, and security scenarios. What are the results I've achieved? Release cycle shortened from 3 months to 2 weeks. Zero security incidents post automation. 99.99% of uptime maintained. Regulatory compliance be testing automated. So like this, there are a lot of use cases where I'll be sharing this URL. You can see the lot of use cases that has been there. I've not mentioned the organization names, but if you want, I can mention the organization names also, the use cases, the stories and all. What are the lessons learned from the use cases, user stories? Start small, automate one critical feature first, then slowly expand. Not everything needs automation. Focus on repetitive and stable features. Good test automation requires good test cases. Learn to write clear requirements. Maintenance matters. Budget time for keeping tests updated. Can I get a quick why in the chat box if everyone is clear? I want all the 10 people in the room to be active, guys. All the 10 people in the room. Now, there's a very small quiz, guys. I've created some 8 questions. So this is a small quiz. You can just answer it. What is the main advantage of automation testing over manual testing? For the last 30 minutes, we have discussed, right? So let's understand the journey. Can anyone tell me the answer for this? Can anyone unmute and tell me your answers for this question?
I think it's B. It can run tests repetitively without.
Yeah, even for me also B.
Sorry, what's the answer?
B.
B.
Great. Let's go to the next question. When should you not automate a test? When should you not automate a test?
C.
What does ROI mean in automation testing context? Can anyone tell me? B, such as SB.
B.
How about others? Yes. What type of testing is best suited for automation? C.
C. Regression.
C. What is a test script in automation testing?
B.
B.
Yeah.
What is CI in software development?
B.
B. Okay. Last 2 questions. What is a popular automation testing tool for web applications?
Selenium.
Yes. We go for B.
B.
What is a test case?
B.
So this quiz was a quick understanding of what we have discussed in the last 30 minutes. Okay. Now the future of automation testing is getting more excited. And I say that you're learning the automation testing at the right time because AI and ML are transforming this field. And those who understand both testing and AI will be incredibly valuable in the market. Like AI powered test generation, self-healing tasks, visual AI testing, that computer vision spots if something looks wrong, like a layout that shifted or a color that changed unexpectedly. Autonomous testing agents, that means AI robots that explore your app like a curious users, clicking around and finding bugs without being told what to test. Predictive analytics, that means when ML predicts which code changes are risky and might cause bugs. Smarter test orchestration, that means what AI decides which test cases to run in what order and how to parallelize them for fastest result. Got it? Now we are in how the testing has evolved. Initially, we are in the 1990s and 2000, humans click through every feature, slow but simple. Now in the 2000s, we started with the scripting automation, where our journey started with QTP tools, Selenium IDE, Selenium WebDriver, and all these things. Modern automation, CI/CD, cloud testing, shift left practices. That means during the time of development, shift left means what? During the time of development only, we started preparing the automation scripts. During the time of development only, we will start the testing process. That is called a shift left. Now, where we are in the augmented era, AI augmented. That means AI helps and writes, AI helps write and maintain tests. Humans supervise it. The future is what? In next 3 years, cognitive era. That means AI agents test autonomously. You are learning at the perfect time. Is this clear, everybody? Any doubts so far? Last but not the least, AI will not replace your jobs or something like that. It will empower us. The future belongs to the testers who can work with AI tools, learning the fundamentals now, embracing the AI capabilities, and you will be definitely positioned for an exciting and evolving career, guys. So I would like to congratulate all of you for taking your first step towards understanding the automation fundamentals and the journey of automation testing. So let's go through the roadmap. So let's go through the roadmap of Selenium or API testing, sorry. Just give me a moment. So, yeah. I'll be sharing all these details in the group, no worries. I hope everyone is able to see the screen.
Yeah.
Okay. So first, in the first week, we start our journey about Git version control. What is the Git installation, configuration, repository initialization, Git init, Git clone. Then we see the basic Git commands, working directory, staging area, and repository. Then we'll see the branching and merging strategies, resolving merge conflicts, stashing the changes. Then we'll see what is remote repositories, push, pull, and fetch operations, remote tracking, cloning the repositories, forking and pulling the requests. Then we will see the PR reviews, code collaborations, and best practices. Then we will see the advanced Git concepts. What is merging versus rebasing, cherry picking, resets and revert, Git tags and releases. So generally, you might see that we are starting with, you might say that we are starting with Java, but we are not starting with Java directly. First, I want everyone to be clear about Git concepts, because Git is something that is not only used in tech industry. It is being used in everywhere. Recently, I've met a friend who is an editor in some studio. They were telling like they are also using the Git for storing the PSD files and .premier files and maintaining a record of the file, so that whenever the latest version is posted in the Git, I will take a pull of it and render that video image. So Git is not only used in tech industry, they're used everywhere, guys. Even designers use it, even CAs use it, all these things. Is this clear, everybody? Before we go ahead, the syllabus? Any doubts with any topic, guys?
So I just have one thing. So before learning the like Java also, we are
Hmm.
first going to get introduced to Git
Yes.
terminologies.
Yes. Because it's not about writing the code, it's all about sharing the code across different platforms. Like tomorrow you'll be doing some assignment, tomorrow we'll be doing some project you wanted to share with me, where I can see the code and clone it. How do I do it? First, we need to understand the version control, the journey of the Git. That is the first thing that we all need to know.
Okay.
Then we go for some JavaScript essentials. Why we are going for JavaScript? I will tell you in a while. What are the variables, functions, objects, strings, arrays, the DOM manipulation, async and await operations. Why we are learning JavaScript? Because in order to do API testing with Postman, I need to know some essentials of JavaScript. Why? Because there is a topic called as writing test cases in Postman. How do we write the test cases? How do we write the automation scripts in Postman? In order to understand all these things, we need to we need to know the JavaScript programming language, which is essential for Postman. So what do we do in Postman tool? Walk through an interface. We will teach you the fundamentals of API testing, HTTP methods, Postman variables, collections and environment, request chaining. Okay. Then we'll go for some advanced API testing, test scripts, assertions, data-driven API tests, response passing and JSON schema validation. Then we go for a Newman CLI. How do we run the collections via command line, generating reports? How do we integrate with any CI/CD tool like Jenkins or Docker for? How do we integrate Jenkins and Docker for with Postman? Is this clear, everybody? Any doubts? Others? Pavan, Avisha, Manish, Namrata, Satya, all good?
Hi, Paul from this side. We
Mm-hmm.
also learn a racer sort thing. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. We are going
Yeah.
through it.
Yeah.
So first then after the Postman is completed, then we go for the core Java fundamentals.
Okay.
What are the Java basics and OOPS concepts like variables, data types, operators, control flow and loops, classes, object, inheritance, polymorphism and encapsulation. Then we see the exception handling, string manipulations, file evo operations, and we will also see how do we set up the IntelliJ and Eclipse, how do we use Maven or Gradle. Then we go for some advanced Java concepts like file handling and directory operations, reading and writing files, buffer reader and buffer writer, private resources. Then we will see what is records, immutability, sealed class and interfaces, pattern matching, text blocks. Then we see collections framework like list, set, map interfaces, array list, linked list, hash map, and collections utility class. Then we'll also see Lambda expressions, stream API, functional interfaces, and method references. And at the last, you'll also see what is a singleton pattern, a bit of a factory pattern, and all those things. Is this clear, everybody? What are the Java concepts that we are covering? So whatever Java concepts we are covering, we are ensuring that you also apply for SDT roles along with the automation roles so that everyone will try to land in a high paying job. Any doubts so far with the Java concepts that you're covering?
One thing, like if we are a non-coder and like completely unaware of the
That is
Java language, so
absolutely fine. That is absolutely
okay.
fine. As you see, I'm starting from right
Yeah.
scratch, variables and data types. I am starting from right scratch. What is programming language? How the journey of programming language started. I'll be starting our discussion from that level, Avisha. I will be starting from the journey of what is semiconductor. So you need not worry.
Yeah. Okay. So
Not only for Avisha, for everybody. We are not directly jumping into Java programming language. We will first understand what is a programming language. What is a semiconductor? How the programming language has started, so that you'll understand the importance of a programming language. That gives you some enlightenment. Then we start with TestNG framework, annotations, test suites, XML configuration, assertions and validations, grouping concepts, advanced TestNG features like parameterization, data providers, parallel execution, listeners, reporters, and all these things. Then we go for rest assured framework. How do we do the initial setup, request specifications, response validations? How do we integrate this Lombok library as part of our day-to-day activities? Serialization and deserialization, spec builders, API chaining. How do we integrate with TestNG? How do we design a rest assured framework from a scratch? Then we will also see some GraphQL testing. What is GraphQL? What is schema? What is queries and mutations? Reading and analyzing GraphQL responses. How do we understand the schema? How do we explore the APIs? How do we do GraphQL API testing with Postman versus rest assured? How do we play around with it? Okay. We will be covering more examples with GraphQL also. Clear? Then we go for Karate framework. What is this Karate framework? It's a zero coding based automation tool which is written in BDD style, like setup and configuration, feature files, and Gherkin syntax, running tests and reports. How do we prepare the feature scenarios with Karate framework? How do we do data-driven testing, reusable feature files? Okay. Then we go for a data-driven framework design with rest assured of what we need to do. How do we set up all these things? One sec. This section is not required. Then at last we will see how do we integrate with CI/CD like Jenkins, Docker, and how do we integrate with AWS setup. We will also see how do we run Jenkins and Docker in local, as well as how do we set up everything on cloud systems like AWS and all. Most popular cloud that is used in the market is AWS. That is why we are going through it. We can also, once you understand the AWS, you can also follow the same style in Azure and GCP also. That guarantee I will give it to you. Okay. Clear everybody, the course plan that we are covering?
Yeah.
I can see here it is mentioned 2 to 3 weeks. The whole topic will cover
No,
in
no,
2 to 3 weeks.
no. We are modifying the durations. We are modifying the duration. The site is still under progress, so we will modify the duration of it.
Okay.
So overall course duration will be for 2 months, and the class timings will be Monday to Friday, 9 to 10 p.m. IST.
The whole API testing will occur in 2 months,
Yeah,
60 days.
60 days.
Okay.
So the floor is open for doubts. I'm done with what I wanted to discuss. Now the floor is open for doubts. If you have any questions, you can let me know. I'll try to answer them.
Yeah, Rahul, today I have attended your IT, this one, API one, and I think you also have tomorrow one session for the LM, correct?
Yes, yes,
So you are going to merge both in the same timing.
yes.
So your plan would be might be like first you will complete the API,
AP.
and then
Then,
API student will be out of the session, and
yes,
then you continue the
selling it.
LM one.
Yes.
Okay. No issue.
So from tomorrow, like the sessions will begin.
Yes. Not from tomorrow. Day after tomorrow onwards, the regular sessions will start.
Okay, for this API ones, 9 to 10
Yes.
IST.
Yes. From day after tomorrow, the regular sessions will start. We'll be going from absolute scratch, like right from tools installation, how to download the tools, how to set up right from scratch, Avisha.
Okay.
So Rahul, do you provide any recordings as well to us?
Yes, recordings will be provided. And the next day, on the same day, the recordings won't be provided. On the next day, it will be provided as per the IST time zone.
Okay, okay, okay. By the afternoon, you'll upload, I believe.
Yes, yes. By the afternoon,
Okay.
I'll be available.
Okay. The platform, I mean, how will you provide is any platform is there?
As of now, we are providing the recordings on YouTube, and there is one more
Okay,
platform that,
YouTube.
and there's one more LMS portal that we have created for us, where you'll be seeing all the class notes, quizzes, all the things will be there. So let
Okay, so
me
two places.
two places. That's for your quizzes and notes. So if you see
Okay.
here, you can log into this LMS portal. I request all of you to create an account and register. Okay.
Testing professor.
Yeah, this is the portal that we have created in-house. This is an in-house LMS portal.
Okay.
Okay. So you can click on sign up, you can create an account, and you can try to answer some quizzes also. There are some
Okay.
quizzes here. You can try to answer here, and you have some great insights about automation testing also. So let me
Okay.
show you. Let me show you what happens when you see as a guest user. Let me guide you. So for every login, it will ask for a OTP on your mail. You have to log into your mail and check the OTP. Okay. So this is how your login screen looks like once you have assigned to it. So if you see here, if you want to introduce yourself, you can tell your name, from which part of the globe you are attending the session, your work experience. If you have any expectations from the course, you can mention your expectations here. And if you see here, there are some key insights. What are the API testing insights? How the market is being dominated, and all the things. You can see some AI insights about API testing. You can also compare the tools here. You can also see the evolution. You can also get some career tips about what you want to do. You can also see what are the new features or new enhancements that has been done. And you can also see the job market in different regions, the salary range among the popular job markets. Have mentioned it here, guys.
So while teaching the API testing, you also going to touch with the AI tools
No,
introduction,
no, only the introduction part I'll give you, not full length.
not full length. Okay. And a
Considering the duration.
use of AI in the testing purpose, that will not be possible.
That is not covered as part of this. That's only for Selenium.
Okay, okay.
So if you see here, you have the quizzes down here. You can try answering. You can test your knowledge in Java, Selenium, TestNG, Cucumber, API testing. You can try solving these quizzes and test your knowledge also. So this is how our introduction page looks like. I'll be sharing all the URLs to you. Okay. Clear?
Yes, yes. Thank you.
And if you feel that if you have some feedback about this site, we are all open to the defects, feedback. Your suggestions are always valuable to us, because we always strive this application shall be scattering to majority of the students. So we have created a bugs and feedback section. If we like something needs to be added also, we will honestly take your feedbacks and improve it in further.
Uh, while going through your page where you had mentioned two videos, while in that videos you had mentioned, I had gone through those videos. So in that videos you had mentioned that you're going to teach your SDK 25.
Yes, now SDK
Uh,
25. Yes.
yeah. Yeah, so that SDK 25, and even if you say in the market, still people are using 8, 17, this kind of,
I
yeah.
want our students to be a step ahead.
Yes, yes. But there's maybe if it is not possible that the companies are not using that particular,
It's okay. Whenever
yeah,
I teach Java, I will tell you
yeah,
which version of Java, which feature, what we are using. I'll be giving you the version grading. It is up to
Okay.
you which one to use. Java promotes
Okay.
backward compatibility. That is a beautiful thing.
Yes. Okay.
So I always keep my students updated with latest features. How much they use it in their company is their choice.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Yes.
So I'll be sharing this URL, the demo URL. You have all the details here. If you click on this roadmap, you will be able to see the roadmap there. If you click on this LMS portal, you will be navigated to the LMS portal. Clear?
Yeah, sure, Rahul.
Uh, any more questions? Any more doubts, guys?
Hello.
Yes?
Hello.
Yes?
I'm preparing for interviews now. I have total 6+ year experience.
Mm-hmm.
So can you suggest creating CV but ATS friendly?
It is friendly at the last we can discuss at the end of the course. You can
Okay.
connect with me one-on-one. Post we
Okay.
can, I mean, post if your mock inter based on your mock interview, we have to fix your resume, because once your mock interview is done, only we can know what kind of skills you're strong and you're weak at. Based on that only we have to modify the resume. And coming to ATS part, Namrata, if you
Hmm.
see my resume is not, I'll tell you, my resume is not ATS friendly, but still we can get the profile selected. How? Because these days candidate interviewers are looking for some keywords like how much time you have saved, how much rate on investment is there. Those kind of keywords they are looking for it. Along with the tools, if you add these things in your resume, that would be really great. Then this ATS score and all something will not come into picture.
Okay.
Because there are some portals which gives you a ATS friendly resume, but if the candidate is having actual knowledge or not, so to ensure that you have actual knowledge, you need to mention these keywords like percentage of defects prevented, or how much time you have invested, how much time it's saved. All these keywords will attract resume candidates. It will attract the managers also. Yep. Yes, Nishant, you want my email ID? Okay, it's for what? I mean, it's for what, Nishant? My mail ID. Okay, Abhishek, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, so from like the session day after tomorrow, like we'll
Yeah.
get the Zoom link in the same
Yes,
WhatsApp
yes.
group?
In the same WhatsApp group which you have joined, you'll be getting the links. Okay.
Okay, yeah, sure. Thank
Thank you. So anybody else, guys? Any doubts? If no doubts, then you can wrap the meet.
Thank you, Rahul. Thank you for the session.
Thank you. Okay, Nishant. Okay, Pavan. See you. Bye bye.